Lipids have many important functions in our body. In this video, I would like to explain about physiological functions of lipids. Physiological functions of lipids. The first important function is they act as the energy sources in our body. They act as the energy sources in our body. When comparing to the carbohydrates, they act as the long-term energy sources. They act as the long-term energy sources. But carbohydrates are short-term energy sources in our body. Short-term energy sources in our body. Huge amount of energy is stored in the form of lipids in our body. They are stored in our fat cells. Lipids provide 9 kilocalorie per gram. 9 kilocalorie per gram. If carbohydrates are adequate in the diet, the triglycerides are metabolized and produces glucose. Triglycerides are metabolized and producing glucose. This enter into the TCA cycle and then to electron transport chain to form ATP. So, if the carbohydrates are adequate in the diet, the triglycerides are metabolized to their products and they enter into the tricarboxylic acid cycle or TCA cycle, then to the electron transport chain and forming ATP. If carbohydrates are inadequate in the diet, then ketone bodies or ketones are formed. If carbohydrates are inadequate in the diet, ketones are formed. The second important function of lipids are storage and metabolism. The second important function is storage and metabolism. At an energy surplus, extra energy is stored in lipids in adipose tissue. Extra energy is stored as lipids in adipose tissue. At an energy surplus, extra energy is stored in lipids, stored as lipids in adipose tissue. At an energy deficit stage, lipids are retrieved from the adipose tissue. At an energy deficit stage, lipids are retrieved from the adipose tissue. And these lipids undergo metabolism to produce energy. So, at energy surplus stage, the lipids are stored in adipose tissues, and in the energy deficit stage, the lipids retrieve from the adipose tissue and undergo metabolism to produce energy in the form of ATP. Third important function is they act as the membrane constituents. They act as the membrane constituent. The membrane of cells and membrane of cellular organelles are composed of phospholipids. Phospholipids. The membrane of cells and the membrane of cellular organelles are composed of phospholipids. The next important function is they act as the transport and storage of fat-soluble vitamins. They help in the transport and storage of fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamins A, D, E and K are the fat-soluble vitamins. Since they are hydrophobic, they require a lipoprotein for their transport. Since they are hydrophobic, they require a lipoprotein for their transport. And they are also stored in adipose tissue. So, the next important function is they act as they help in the transport and storage of fat-soluble vitamins. A, D, E and K are the fat-soluble vitamins. Since they are hydrophobic, they require lipoprotein for their transport. And they are also stored in adipose tissue. Next important function is they act as the precursors for the synthesis of other key molecules. They act as the precursor for the synthesis of other key molecules. For example, steroid hormones, bile salt, vitamin D, and estrogen, testosterone are synthesized from cholesterol. So, steroid hormones, bile salt, vitamin D, estrogen, and testosterone are synthesized from the cholesterol. Similarly, eicosanoids and endocannabinoids are synthesized from essential fatty acids. Eicosanoids and endocannabinoids are synthesized from essential fatty acids. I will repeat the functions, important functions, that is they are the energy sources. They act as the energy sources. They help in the storage and metabolism, and they act as the membrane constituents, and they help in the transport and storage of fat soluble vitamins, and then they act as the precursors for the synthesis of other key molecules. These are the important functions of lipids. This is all about lipids.